Welcome, everyone. And you are welcome just the way you are, the real, true you. I was at an event this week, and the speaker spent several minutes welcoming each person there in their real self. So I got to thinking about that, and I think maybe we could, instead of having Sunday church, why don't we have our weekly Come As You Are celebrating coming as you are. A Come As You Are party every Sunday right here, and we will celebrate just how you are. The really you. Yeah. Every one of us is unique. Like I like to hear the comedian Lewis Black say, just like snowflakes. He adds more expletives to it, but it's like snowflakes. We are unique because we have a unique set of experiences. No two people have the same experiences, and here we set right now the sum total of all the experiences and all the effects, all that we've learned and all that we've been bruised and ripped apart, and all that we have been graced and gifted by those experiences. So let's celebrate today, coming as we are, right here, right now, and know that we are so very, very welcome. And so it is.
Well, here I am. Since coming to the church, let me start again. Should have brought my glasses. Since coming, no thanks. Since coming to the church, I'd like to say that I've evolved to a higher spiritual consciousness. But now I'm not so sure. Why? Well, here's an example. Actually, it's my pet peeve, what pushes my buttons, is when I'm out walking in a public area, especially a park, trail, or country road, and someone has dumped their trash, be it a soiled couch or a plastic container from a lunch meat package, to see that just, to me, that action divides folks into two categories. Those who only think about themselves and are fine with having others clean up after them, and those who realize that other people live in this world and act considerably and responsibly. So here is how I'm going to try to change that black and white outlook. Now when I see a shopping cart rusting in a creek, I remind myself that I don't know who put it there or why. The why is the big part, which I'll never know. We all have our own paths in life with our own experiences to be overcome and lessons to be learned. Perhaps leaving trash for others to deal with is the tip of the iceberg of a burden so heavy that blinds a person from caring about his or her actions or the environment. And isn't it fortunate that most of us do not have that particular load to weigh us down? So regarding how I'm working on changing, well, I decided to bless the mess. Instead of making a cruel judgment about the people involved, since I do not know their challenges, well, okay, it's more like I'm going to try to do that. I'll admit that last week, when I saw a microwave halfway submerged in Copeland Creek, I really had to dig deep for a blessing. But as I looked at the little waves traveling around the microwave, I also know that every little prayer has its own ripples.
Yes, indeed, applause is in order. Thank you, Kelly. I got to thinking, one person's trash is another person's treasure and stuff. I thought about the grocery cart in the creek. What a novel fish trap that would make. Somebody could be, Anyway, thank you. Good morning and welcome again, everyone, just as you are. You're in the perfect place, in the perfect condition, just the real you. Have a lot of announcements today. First of all, I would like to thank Wayne and Catherine and Natalie for carrying on without the old man last week. I really appreciated the day off, so thank you very much. Tomorrow evening, Monday night, Healing Center right here. Okay. Thursday, ladies, spiritual book study.
Yes, we meet Thursday.
Good.
And we're going forest bathing.
You're what?
There's something called forest bathing.
Forest bathing.
Trees, the redwoods. We're going to the redwoods.
Well, that sounds like a great thing. A very great thing. That's 10 o'clock here? Meet here? Okay. All right, cool. I've got this all written down. Cots, we're still collecting stuff, lots of stuff.
I put, there's handouts back there for people to need this to take home, and I've got a paper in front of each basket. We'd really like us to have about 5 of them together next week. So you'll see what we're short, cleaning supplies and all that kind of thing, but we need to fill up, let's try to get 5 of them completed, and you can see what we need back there on the list.
Okay, and in addition to, we had a few people that said they'd like to help out last week unpacking one of these gift baskets at the old motel right north of the 101 Casino in Petaluma, right along the freeway there. And it's Montero something on Montero Way. Anyway, they had a group jump in and do that. We've got another one going to happen. I think it's from 1 to 4 tomorrow. If anybody would like to volunteer to hang the shower curtain and unpack the stuff and put it in the apartment, from 1 to 4 tomorrow at Montero Way. Anybody want to help with that? If you think so, get in touch with me after the service, and there'll be more. They're putting little kitchenettes in all those old motel rooms to make them efficiency apartments. And that's why there's 62 of them. There's 62 rooms. And they're finishing them weekly. So every week they move a new person in. So anybody else have anything to say about COTS? All right. Next Sunday, board meeting, 9 o'clock. Yeah, and then after the board meeting, we have church. And then after church, then we go over our old brainstorming list of projects that we had and kind of what order and kind of revisit that and maybe think about it in a new fashion. On the 20th, 2 weeks from yesterday, Saturday night, we're having our next cabaret, and it's going to be Butterfly Fiddle Hooper and Krista Duran, a wonderful combination, very different. And this lady Butterfly Fiddle Hooper, I used to play music with her. She plays violin. When she was 16, she was hired by the Reno Symphony to play first or second chair violin. A 16-year-old, she's amazing. A little different, but amazing. The 27th will be potluck, and on the 8th of July, I just found out the date a few days ago, we'll be having our Pancake Kids Day celebration. So you might want to write that down, save the day. We need all hands on deck to feed the whole town pancakes. And we start to work about, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Some of us start at 5, but was that some sort of comment? Okay. All right, that was just humor, right? Levity, yes, okay. And, but anyway, that's when we have pancakes for everybody. And it's a great day for maybe Taylor to come and have pancakes and then go down in the parade and go down in the park and play games all day. And speaking of Taylor, I wonder, could Taylor come and visit me for a minute? Could you come up and talk with me for a minute? While you're getting your shoe on? You don't actually have to have a shoe if you don't want to. I walk around here barefooted all the time. All right. Well, how are you? Are you precious? I thought so. What are you doing this week? Fun thing? What? Well, we don't know.
Flower planting, it sounds like.
What's that?
I heard that they're planting flowers this
You're
week.
planting flowers? Well, that's good. I need you to do me a favor. Could you do me a favor? Okay. Number one, I'd like you to give that to your mom. And number two, this is for you, but I need you to give that to your mommy too, so she can pass them out the right way and time. Okay, thank you. Okay, are there any other announcements? Anybody need to say anything?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, because that was reciprocal, because she gave me that jar was full of jelly beans a couple weeks ago, because that's my favoriteest thing. So, okay. Yes, Linda. Okay, well, I think that's great. We'll talk afterwards, and it's not hard. You don't have to, nothing involving blood or anything like that. It's just, we stopped doing that a couple years ago. So,
Can I have a couple more people follow up with Noah and call them? I have called them several times to empty that barrel, and it's not been emptied yet. So if we could get maybe a few more voices saying please, and we got more room to be generous.
and we could call them and tell them if they don't pick it up this week, we'll simply take it to Redwood Gospel Mission. We know they'll be happy to have it.
I play golf with one of the guys who was the mainstay there, so I will check with him.
Okay, because it's full. It's really full. Anything else? Yes.
Probably the most important thing, but what's your favorite type of jelly bean?
What's my favorite?
Your favorite type of jelly bean?
I like citrus jelly bellies. I'm just like really. I used to live in Vacaville and spent a lot of time in Fairfield, where the place is, and they knew me on a first name basis there, and they had my credit card number in the store. I just had to walk. I had an account.
Those are my second favorite. I like root beer ones.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Then let's stand up. And remember, I talked about all the experiences we've had. Those qualify and affirm the fact that in this very room, there's enough of anything that we need in this life. Love and hope and peace. Let's stand up and sing that.
There's quite enough hope and there's
And now is the time when we may greet each other in whatever fashion makes you comfortable.
I'm good, how are you?
Excellent.
How was your visit?
Yes.
A week with the kids?
No, I was 4 days. 4 days. But it was nice. It was nice. And she fixed a lot of stuff on my computer. It was really good.
It's always nice to have that kind of a help.
Yeah.
Training and organizing.
Okay.
I don't worry about mistakes.
You'll always make mistakes and try to save.
That's why I asked. He's making
What's that? What's that? Yeah, it's just have like 3 or 4 services every Sunday. How about a deep breath for everybody? Just isn't it great that you can come someplace just as you are every Sunday and get that many hugs? I think that's I think it's wonderful, actually. You know, listen up, Linda. When we asked people people want to join Church of the Oaks, we ask them that they promise to share their time, their talent, their thought, and their treasure. That's all. Hopefully with Church of the Oaks. But surely with humanity, with our universe. Because those are the 4 parts of our life: our time, our talents, our thoughts, and our treasure. Those are 4 significant parts of our life experience. And when we can share those with other people, that keeps those rivers of supply open within us, and the universe replaces. And the more of our time that we share, the more time there seems to be in our life to do that sharing. The more thoughts that we share, we have more thoughts. We actually do thinking and not the same old thoughts. When we share our talent, like Wayne, Sabrina, That's a gift to so many people and can be inspiring for them to share. And that gift keeps giving inside of you. And it's the same way with our money. Everyone has a lack of money most of the time. That's what they think. And as long as they think you have a lack of money, you always will, because your life is what you think it to be. But when you share your money, the more you share, the more comes into you. And I will put that in writing. It's a guarantee. And there's some other people in here that can put that in writing and guarantee it as well. It's true. Doesn't seem possible, but it's true. So, this sharing abundance keeps abundance flowing through us because it's everywhere in the universe. It's there just waiting to be used and shared. So, let's read together our affirmation of abundance, may we? Gratitude is the key to the realization and manifestation of abundance. May we ponder that wisdom, Mr. Flesh. Thank you, sir. As we prepare ourselves for our time of practice, let's sing together, "Be still and know that I am God."
Good morning, everyone. So to continue our spring flower theme with today's practice, first I want everyone to look at the flowers on the altar here. Those roses came from where I live, and they're just enormous and everywhere right now, and fragrant. And so the reason I'm asking you to look at them is because in a moment, we're going to close our eyes and imagine a rose like that in the form of a bud in front of you. And we're going to just use this as a visualization for creation together. Because in the realm of spirit, this is what creation looks like. Simply the unfolding of the bud of our hopes, prayers, and intentions. So those colors that you see in that rose, beautiful peach and pink and white, let those flow down in a waterfall through your body, through your energy field. And as they do, they're also going to flow over the rose in front of you, that rosebud, waiting with its potential to unfold. And you're just going to observe your rose as that energy continues to flow through you, without any attachment or expectation. Just going to let that energy flow, and you may notice here and there a petal unfurls. Your rosebud is slowly unfolding. In its perfect divine timing, not a moment too soon or too late. a lot of gold in this light too. Very protective color that I associate with gratitude. Just let that continue to flow, and you may notice the petals are unfolding faster now. And as they continue to unfold, your only task is to see this and be grateful for it. You would never try to control the blooming of a flower, so why do you try to control the blooming of your life? There's so much joy to be found in this simple act of surrender. This simple act of welcoming what is here now. This is true gratitude. Now your rose is fully bloomed and you can take it in your arms and treasure it. For a moment before, offering it up to Source to go out into the universe where it needs to bring you your heart's desire. We give thanks, and so it is. Namaste.
That event I went to had a lot to do with acceptance. And I thought that, well, we could talk about that today. As I thought about it, how many times have I said, here we are, loving and caring and accepting each other. And I think actually we do a pretty good job of that. But when it comes to about accepting ourselves, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but I say things to me I would never say to another human being, not unless I was ready to fight with a big stick. But I curse at myself all the time. Why? I'd like to read a couple quotes to you this morning. But this lady said, I found in my research that the biggest reason people aren't more self-compassionate is that they're afraid they'll become self-indulgent. And they believe that self-criticism is what keeps them in line. But I think this privilege of living, that's the greatest thing we can do, is to be ourselves and live it and accept ourselves. I don't know where we start judging ourselves. But when we have love and compassion, we accept I love Wayne. All that he is. Everything about Wayne is so giving and so and I love Wayne. And I accept the fact that he doesn't have much hair on his head. And he made 7 mistakes in my favorite song this morning. But I love him. And all that is okay. That's what makes Wayne Wayne. That's this whole being that I love and respect so much. And if there are people that I come in contact with that I don't find that I have this compassion or love, I find that I wind up judging them. That's not acceptance. That's judgment. And I think maybe all of us could use a little refresher course on how we judge other people and not accept them, but mostly how we judge ourselves. If you don't love yourself, then nobody's going to love you. Because you're not being your real self. You're not sharing your real self. And it took a long time for me to find out who Patrick Michael McCarty really was and is. And part of it, by most people's standards, is pretty much a mess. But I like that guy. I love that guy. He's been through hell and walked out the other side. Sometimes I get a little antsy. But I really care. I think I have a very sweet side. And I could be very bitter for some of the stuff that I've come through, but I'm not. And that makes me really care about this guy. I can get my panties in a bunch just like everybody can, because I'm a human being. We're all human beings. But we're all really amazing, because we've been through all that stuff. And we're now, if we haven't gotten there already, we're now at a point in life that we could actually love ourselves, accept ourselves exactly who we are. We've been through hell and back 2 or 3 or 4 or 11 times, every one of us in this room. And yet here we sit, willing to walk in this door every Sunday, just as we are, and really care about the other people in this room, and accept them to the best of our ability to accept them as much as we can accept ourselves. And that's the kicker. We have to accept ourselves and care for ourselves. We don't have to change anything. We don't have to give up anything. Once we figure out who we are, we can say, well, I'd like to start making some different decisions so that maybe the outcomes in my life are a little different than they have been. Maybe I'd like to start eating a little more healthier stuff so I don't have to take as many heart pills every week. Maybe. But that has nothing to do with loving yourself. You don't have to change anything. You are just who you are. And when you can love that person, there's a peace that comes about you. There is. And in that peace you can actually think. Not react, but you can actually think. And make some choices about how you share yourself with the rest of the universe. What actually gives you so great a pleasure? What's the funnest things you do in life? What are the most meaningful things that you can share? How do you touch other people's lives? We all do, every one of us. When you love yourself and accept yourself, and you are yourself, you're touching people's lives with the real you. And it's something just wonderful I was going to say. It kind of went away for a minute. Maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. That's what I love about me. There's nothing really, hard and fast. You just shake it as it goes. But is there anyone in here who hasn't had an experience where something dawned on them, like an epiphany? Oh my God, I did that. I don't normally do, but I did that just now. And that was really a nice, sweet thing that I just did. How does that make you feel? When you help someone, when you reach out your hand to someone and give them a little comeuppance, a hand up, how does that make you feel? Gooder than good, I'm imagining. I'm thinking. I know that's how I feel. And then I'll turn around next week and I'll say something that, oh, I shouldn't have said that. That was not the time or the place. Right, Wayne?
Yes.
Yes. And we're all uniquely different, but folks, I think we're all the same. We care, and we want to love ourselves and each other, or we wouldn't be sitting in this room this morning. We wouldn't have gotten cleaned up, and made our way here if we truly didn't care. And I think we care about ourselves. I think we care about each other. But I think we're all enough like Patrick Michael McCarthy. We could use some work on that. All of us. But that's what we're here for, my friends. We're here to practice on each other. We're here to try some things out. And we're here to embrace and nurture each other. A couple weeks ago I talked about nurturing. And recently I had a conversation. There is no life form in this universe that can thrive without being nurtured. And we have the capacity. If we're going to share our time and our talent and our thought and our treasure, shouldn't we nurture ourselves first? I think it'd be a great idea. But we're always trying to, this is the part I slipped by a minute ago, but you look at a bird or a dog or a cat or a mouse or an eagle or a guinea pig, they come into life and they never try to be, our oak tree never tries to be a cherry tree or a rose bush. It came in as an oak tree, and that's what it does a fine job of doing. The bluebird came in as a bluebird. The rodents come in as rodents. They don't try to be horses or anything. They just do their thing. We seem to be the only ones that are willing to change and try to change ourselves to fit in with what we think we ought to be. I tried to fit in with every different group and thing that I worked and became part of for years. And they weren't getting the real me. They were getting the modified, edited, theatrical version of me. And then I walked in this place 23 years ago. And I found out, whoa, there's a pretty cool guy inside of there. I don't have to fit in at all. Because when I walked through the door, I just belonged here. I knew it, I felt it. All my rough talking and crazy ideas, and I belonged here. And my friends, each one of you belongs here as well, just as you are. Lumps and bumps and scars and bruises and wisdom. Here, this is your home. We belong with each other. We belong to each other. We are in the family of humanity. And families, oh, they squabble and stuff, but pretty much your family is your family. And pretty much everybody accepts everybody. All their bad habits and all their rowdy stuff, but your family. And we are family. And we are part of this human family. And I think there's a responsibility that goes with that. That we as being part of this huge family, there's something there to be respected and honored and nurtured. And I think we can have expectation of being nurtured by our fellow family members as well. That's the beautiful part about coming together, being all one. You are welcome here because this is your home. You are family. We are family. And we are a family of love. And we need to love each other. We need to. We don't have to. We need to. That's one of the needs we have that needs fulfilled in our bodies. We need each other. So let's be there for each other. And when we love ourselves, when we accept ourselves, we can be there in all of our amazing, real self. With all the experiences, with all the wisdom, with all the love that we've ever had in our lives, with all that we've accepted and all that we've shared. That's what we have to offer each other and ourselves. We are a family of love, and every one of us belongs in this family. And so it is. Let's stand up and sing A Family of Love.